Hello Year 2 and welcome back to your online home learning. I'm here to join you this morning for us to do some maths together. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. Okay, now for our maths learning today, we are going to be continuing with our multiplication learning. So to warm up our brains this morning, we're going to do some counting. We're going to count in 2s, in 5s and in 10s. Now we've had a go at doing this before, so I think you'll be experts at this now. Now I'm going to give you some different numbers to start at and end on. So if you'd like to, you can get 100 square up on your screen, or you can just use the one that I've got here to help you with your counting. So let's start off with counting in tens from 0 to 70. Okay, I'd like you to count with me after 3. 1, 2, 3. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, well done. Let's count in 5s now. We're going to start at 15 and we're going to count up to 45. So starting at 15, off we go. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And finally, we're going to count in 2s from 18 to 44. Okay, starting at 18, off we go. 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44. Well done, everyone. Okay, so our learning for today then. We're going to be learning to multiply using arrays. Now, we did look at arrays before the Christmas break, only very, very briefly though. So I wonder if you can remember what an array is. Take some time now just to pause the video and have a think. What is an array? Okay, good. So an array is an arrangement of objects, numbers or pictures, which are arranged in columns, which go down, or rows, which go across. Okay, so we have got an array here, and this array has been made using eggs. Looking at this picture here, I'd like you to draw this array. So you need 5 along the top, and 2 going down. So 2 rows of 5. I'd like you to draw that on your paper now. We'll come back together in a moment. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to draw this array, your 2 rows of 5. I'd like you now to circle the groups showing 2 multiplied by 5 and 5 multiplied by 2. So circle the 2 groups of 5. You may want to do that in one colour, and then circle the 5 groups of 2 in another colour. Okay, let me share the way I have done this then. So as you can see, I've circled my 5 groups of 2. I've circled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there are 2 eggs in each group. And here I've circled my 2 groups of 5, one group and the second group there, and there are 5 eggs in each group. Now, as a bit of a challenge to stretch yourself, I'd like you to see if you can represent this array using a different object. So maybe you could represent it using pieces of fruit, if you had enough pieces of fruit, or you could represent it using other objects in your house, maybe pencils if you wanted to. Now, if you would rather not use household objects, you could draw it, okay? So you may want to try and draw it in another way. So you may want to draw it, instead of using eggs, you might want to draw strawberries to show your 5 groups of 2 and 2 groups of 5. Okay. So let's have a look at this word then. This is a really important word, especially when we're learning about multiplication. And this is the word commutative. Can you have a go at saying that for me? Commutative. I wonder if you know what this word means. Pause the video and just have a little think. What do you think this word means? Okay, so the word commutative means, it means you can swap numbers around and still get the same answer when you add or when you multiply. So for example, the number sentence 3 multiplied by 4 equals 12 could also be written 4 multiplied by 3 equals 12. We're using the same numbers, but the number sentence can just be written both ways around. Okay, so let's have a look at these arrays then. So these arrays have been made using bananas. This is one array and this is another array. I'd like you to try and write 2 number sentences to match each of these arrays. Now I've done the first one for you, 2 multiplied by 3. So I can see my 2 groups of 3. In my first row, I can see 1 group of 3. So to circle my 1 group of 3. And then here is my second group of 3. But I wonder which other groups you can see. Which other number sentence may match this array. And then for this one here, you've got some bananas. Now, look at how many groups you've got, okay? How many in that group, okay? And I'd like you to write those 2 multiplication number sentences for this array. Pause the video here and have a go at that for me. We'll go through the answers in a moment. Okay, hopefully you've had some time now to go through the number sentences and write a number sentence for each array. So let's look at this array first of all. So we can have 2 multiplied by 3, but we can also have 3 groups of 2 or 3 multiplied by 2. So it says here, where are the 2 lots of 3 and where are the 3 lots of 2? You may want to draw this array and circle, like we did with the eggs. Circle those groups so you can see them really clearly. Now here, we can either see we've got 1 group of 10, because this would be 1 group and there are 10 in the group, or we've got 10 groups of 1. So this would be 1 group, this would be 1 group, okay? So again, noticing where that 1 group of 10 is and where that 10 groups of 1 are. Okay, so just for our final practice before we get started, you're going to just have a go at drawing an array to represent each of these commutative number sentences. So we've got the number sentences 4 multiplied by 5, but that can also be written 5 multiplied by 4. So that's 4 groups of 5 or 5 groups of 4. And then here we've got 3 lots of 10 or 3 groups of 10, 10 lots of 3. Now remember, when you're drawing an array, to make sure that your circles are all lined up so they're underneath each other in their columns and in their rows. So they're really nice and neat underneath each other. Okay, pause the video there and have a go at drawing those arrays. Okay, now I'm going to show you my examples, and it's okay if yours doesn't look exactly the same as mine, because remember the array can be drawn either way around. Okay, so I've drawn my array. You can see 4 along the top row, so I have 5 rows of 4. So I can see here really clearly I've got my 5 groups of 4. So if I were to circle them, I would have, this would be 1 group of 4, and as I go down my other groups of 4, but I can also see my groups of 5. So here, if I was to use another colour, this is 1 group of 5. This is my second group of 5, which go down. Okay, so that's one array. Now you may have drawn this. You have 5 circles at the top. and 4 rows of 5 rather than 5 rows of 4, which is okay. Now notice how the circles are all lined up. They're all underneath each other. They're not all wiggly wobbly. They're all underneath each other and next to each other. Okay, so my 3 groups of 10 then. Now I've drawn this, I have 3 rows of 10. So one group of 10 is here, 10, 10, 10. But I can also see my 10 lots of 3, or my 10 groups of 3 here. So this would be one group of 3. This would be 2 groups of 3, and so on. Okay, so well done if you managed to draw those arrays to look similar to mine. Okay, so your challenge for today is I'd like you to use objects around your home to make, but if you'd rather, you can draw arrays to match these number sentences. So either you're going to draw an array to match each of these number sentences, or you can use objects around your home to arrange them like an array. Okay, so if I was to draw an array for 1 multiplied by 5, I know that that is one group of 5. So I'm going to draw my one group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I'm sure your array looks much neater than mine. It's a little bit tricky to do on the computer. So I can see my one group of 5 there, but I've also got 5 groups of 1. This is one group of 1, 2 groups of 1. Okay, so that would be an array. So you may want to either arrange that using objects around your home or draw them on a piece of paper. It's your choice. Okay, so once you've done those number sentences, again, you may want to come up with your own number sentences to draw or make arrays to match. But once you've done that, for your challenge X, it says with 12 cubes. Now, if you don't have cubes at home, that's okay. You can use something different, teddies, pencils, whatever you like. With 12 something, how many different arrays can you create? So think about, remember, there's got to be the same number of pencils or cubes in each row and the same number in every column as well. But have a see how many different arrays you can create. And once you've created that array, can you write the 2 multiplication number sentences? Remember the commutative number sentences. So it might be 1 group of 5, 5 groups of 1. Okay, so that's how we'd write it. Okay, so that might be a really nice challenge for you to have a go at home. Okay, to end our maths learning today, we're just going to have a quick look at our fluency number sentence, which is a division number sentence today. So we have got 15 divided by 3. How many ways can you show you're working out 15 shared into 3 groups? Have a little go at that one for me. Okay, I wonder which answer you found. The answer to 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for our maths learning today. I hope you have a really lovely afternoon and a really fantastic evening. Goodbye for now.